Hi, I want to take you through some of the exciting updates that we've pushed to Alis Ideate over this last week, and hopefully help to position yourself in your previous ways of working and understand what we're enabling with the new features that we are pushing out. So let's get started. So the first thing you'll see when you open up Alis Ideate is that we've changed the landing page a little bit to have your idea as the starting point. So rather than having to click through different places, we can immediately start by capturing your ideas and still creating some entry points for you to step into finding existing ideas. And so clicking on any of these will take you back to the view that you are already comfortable with, and where we now have explore as the starting point rather than the library. And we've also changed some things around. So rather than having library, which some people have mentioned can be quite confusing, we've renamed this to collections. And this is a place now where you can create and manage your collections. We also brought in the ability to look at the shared with me, and this becomes especially useful for people who are working across different accounts where you need to see things that you have contributed to, but might not be seeing within your account at the top level. Let's step into an idea and see the changes that we brought in there. We've updated the idea page to be more consistent with the rest of the platform and to be more intuitive for both new users and our existing users. So the basic structure that we are following is having navigation on the left-hand side with a primary call to action, ability to collapse that. In the middle, having the main page that you care about and are looking into. And on the right-hand side, having an agent that you are able to ask questions about the things that you are looking at, with the ability to expand and to collapse the panel to get the level of focus that you care about. We have moved the contribution, which previously was at the bottom left in just the text box, to the button here that allows you to choose between adding a new contribution, which is you adding something. And so with the flow, it would give you that text box and allow you to create a contribution. And previously, we had a set of questions that were generated each time you open up the idea, but detached from your specific contribution. And so, what we've moved towards is as you are adding information, we now get the Ideate agent to ask questions around your specific contribution, allowing you to iterate and get greater clarity of your ideas. The second action would be to invite other people to contribute to your idea. And in the previous version, we had a button on the top right that said invite contributors. We've moved this as both of these are seen as the primary action for the idea. And this would be same as the previous flow, the place where you can request other people to contribute to your idea, where it would send them an email and interact with them using the Ideate agent to uncover their context. This is the primary way that we manage sharing with contributors. In the previous version, there was some confusion around the sharing button, and so we've tried to make it clear by adding the access and ownership button at the bottom here, which is purely for administrative control. And so this would be if I want to upgrade someone to being an owner, downgrade an owner to being a contributor, or to remove access. But the primary place where we would add people to contribute to the idea is by requesting them to add information. Let's quickly look at contributions and specs. Our contributions page now looks different with a few more tabs at the top. Putting our agent first, we have taken the approach of sharing the different sessions that have taken place as the starting point that allows you to step in and see the interactions that people have had with the agent, but making sure to synthesize that information so that it's easy for you to get the context that you require. I can see who the people were that participated in that, get an overview of the interaction that they had with the agent, but also being able to see the step-by-step actions that they took as the model asked them questions. I can see the different people that participated, who's completed their sessions, and see anyone that has been invited but have not yet opened up this specific session. Stepping back into the contributions view, I can also see specific augmentations that we do on the individual elements that have been uploaded. So any video that's uploaded, we augment and extract rich information from that. And where we've seen a lot of value is where clients have uploaded meetings that are relevant to the idea and seeing different prioritization coming through the current processes, the technology used, allowing you to get a quick, rich synthesis of the video without having to watch the individual parts of it. And the same is done with other types of files as well, looking at the content that you've uploaded and extending the base functionality that Google's Gemini model, which we use for our augmentation, provides by doing a lot of context engineering work on that. The final piece is specs, which has remained mostly untouched. So this would be once we've got all of the context into our idea, the ability to generate these rich outputs, which we can use to communicate to other people or to offload into other pieces of software, such as Google's AI Studio to create an MVP. And we'll be focusing in on this specs page for our next sprint, and would love to get your input around that. We'll be reaching out to make sure that we capture the types of things that people are wanting to produce using Ideate. Thank you for being a part of Alis Ideate's journey and helping shape what the product can become to make sure that it meets your needs. Please share any feedback that you have of the changes that we've made or anything that would help you to go from idea to impact even faster. Until next week.